Welcome to part 3 of our series on restoring your Nintendo NES. In this part we're going to be reassembling all the parts from part 2 that we just did. So we're going to start by working from the bottom up, putting the controller ports in. So that's the controller port 1 there. You know which one is number 1 because it has the shorter wire. Number 2 will have the longer wire. Put that in there as well. Now we take the plastic holder that holds those in place and connect that to the NES. And then there should be 2 small screws, the smallest ones that you have. You can put those in on the bottom and screw them in. This is on fast forward. I don't really work that fast. Okay. So the next thing you want to do is put in the power and reset controls. They go on the other side of the controller ports. You have to kind of wiggle it in there. And then they have 2 specific screws as well. They're silver and a little bit shorter than the rest of them. There they are. Now you may have to move the wires around and hold the wires so the wires aren't in the way while you're screwing those in. And there we go, we're screwing them in again. So you have to hold the wire or else the wire will get in the way. Okay, the next thing we need to do is put the cartridge tray onto the circuit board. You have to, it's easier to put it on when the circuit board is not inside the NES, so I always put it in there first. It should lay on there flat. If it connects but it's not laying on the circuit board flat, then you need to take it off and redo it. There's a little like hook on the bottom that hooks to the underside of the circuit board. You can put it on there and have it not be hooking to the bottom of the circuit board. Now here I'm just placing the wires back on, the controller wires and the power and reset controls. Now when you're doing this, you want to make sure that the wires are not covering any of the holes that you're going to be screwing into, that you're going to be putting screws in, because they can kind of get in the way, so you got to kind of push them out of the way there and get it to lay flat. There we go, it looks like it's laying nice and flat now. Okay, now we need to attach the circuit board to the casing, and there's 2 screws that go, one by the AV and the other by the power outlet that you can screw in there. Those are just the normal screws for the NES. Any will work. Now we also have to screw in the cartridge tray. It's on there, but it needs to be screwed in place. There's 2 long silver screws that you want to keep separate that you can use for that. and then the other 4 are just regular screws, the same as the rest for the NES. During this part, you want to make sure that that cartridge tray is laying flat on the circuit board. If it's not, then something's wrong, and you have to redo it. Here's the metal shielding that goes on top, and there's 6 screws that hold that on there too. Some people don't put the metal shielding on. I've seen where I've bought Nintendos and they don't have a metal shielding. I think some people, they don't think it's necessary. But I think it's there for a reason. I'm not sure what the reason is, but it's there for some reason. So I always put it back on. Now here's the top. This is the same top that I cleaned off in the second video. This is the same NES. So flip it over, and there's 6 screws. We're almost complete to reassembling our NES from scratch. And there you go. If we followed all the videos, then you should have a working NES. Of course, you want to test it out to make sure it's really working. Sometimes the 72-pin connectors don't work well. You may have to try a couple of them. But it should be, most of the time it would be working.